Hey all, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and I am back on with another card share video. And for this card, I actually got into my bin of colored images, which is right here. And I think I'm going to go over that a little bit more at the end of the video if any of you are curious about that. But last year at one of the yard sales that I went to, this little stamp was just kind of hanging out by its lonesome. It may be an old Stampendous or something, because I think they're the ones who used to use this cling film back in the day. But I thought this was just a really cute little stamp. And the lady just gave it to me because it was an orphan. It had no packaging, no price, no nothing. And so she just gave it to me. So I had this all watercolored up 12 times. So I decided to go ahead and make them into cards. I also had this paper in my stash. This is an old My Mind's Eye pad called Mistletoe Magic. It's from 2013. I'm pretty proud. There was a bit of it left, but now I only have this handful of sheets left, which they all go together really well, and they are double-sided. So I'll probably just do another set of cards and just finish that up, and that'll be one whole 6x6 pad gone. And then these are the stamps and dies that I use to go with it. This is a close to my heart set that I got at a sale. It's called Card Chatter for Christmas. It's really cute. It has, like, you could put on the outside and then the sentiment continues, and then you can put that on the inside, or it's got a couple of sentiments that are standalone. But it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of where you can continue the sentiment on the inside. So, and the font is beautiful. So I used that, and then this is the die set that I used from Tim Holtz. This one is called Funky Festive, and as you can see, I had some extras, so I like to keep those in those little jewelry Ziploc bags, and if I have any extras, and that way next time I get this out, those colors might work for what I'm working on, so I throw them away. So anyway, this is my card. So I had, like I said, I had the image all watercolored, and I really wanted to do a card that was like old school vintage style. And I knew I wanted to do a shaker card because I have, and I don't know if you can tell, but I have this clear glitter. I have a whole bunch of it. And shaker cards back in the day, they were just glitter, and it makes you can keep them a lot thinner when they're just glitter shakers. So that's what I wanted to do. So I decorated the snow inside there, hopefully you can see that, with some diamond stickles. And that definitely reminded me of an old school greeting card. And then there's the clear glitter. And then I just did a simple circle frame around that. I embossed that frame with this 3D embossing folder from Tim Holtz. I think it's called Lumber or something, but it's got like planks, but it's 3D wood. I love this embossing folder. I keep it really handy because it's really good for adding realistic wood grain. And then I did the floral pieces. I did this little kind of pine piece, and then of course this holly and the pine cone. And on the pine cone, I'm from Montana originally, so I associate pine cones with definite chunks missing, and that's kind of what I was going for. So I left some of the pieces inside of it before I put the backing piece on. And so each card is definitely, like, the pieces are random. And then for the berries, instead of using the pieces as is, I went ahead and left them cut out of green, but then I used Nuvo Stone Drops. And these ones, as you can see, hopefully you can see there, I don't know how great that lighting is, but they dry with a little texture. You can kind of see the sample on top of the bottle there too. And this color is called Fiery Volcano. So I kind of wanted them to have like that frosted berry look, and I thought that really fit perfectly. And again, the glitter inside is completely clear, so even when it's up top and it gets caught on the stickles, you can still see through it, which I think gives it a really cool icy feel. And then the first part of the sentiment is on this little banner here, which is just hand cut. And it says, "The magic of Christmas never ends, ... I outlined this top banner with just a gold paint pen. Again, that reminds me of old school vintage cards. And then I layered that on green, and I wrapped the edge here. This is something I used to do way back in the day. So I had stumbled across this container that I have in my in a closet. And for all of you old schoolers, you'll probably laugh at me, but do y'all remember using all these fibers? So I still have quite a few of them. So when I came across this, I was actually kind of excited because I was like, yes, I will use that. I mean, I could have used this on some tags that I just recently did. And in the back of this container is, goodness, I had some of these sets from Basil. So actually the one I use today is a red set. And so in these sets, you actually get multiple types of fibers. I think there's like 6 different types. And so I just cut lengths of this and then just alternated the way that I use them around the end of my banners. So you'll see that when I share the rest of the cards. But this was kind of a cool find. I think I have a whole bunch of close to my heart ones too. So now I'm going to have to go find those as well. I have craft supplies all over my house. So then on the inside of this card, I use the rest of the sentiment, which says, "Its greatest gifts are family and friends." And I stamped this little pine piece here. And this is from an older Tim Holtz set. In fact, the packaging is even the old school style. It's this little corner piece. And this one's called Santa's Wish. But that is the stamp there. Well used. I also love the holly in this set. And I know with Stampers Anonymous, they never retire anything. So if you like this set, you should still be able to get it. And here's where I messed up. So I had all of this done. Oh, the edges are all inked with tea-dye oxide ink. And the pine is stamped in peeled paint oxide ink. So originally I thought that I was going to use the holiday mica sprays. And so I got out frosted cranberry and fresh balsam. And as soon as I splattered the frosted cranberry, all I could see was blood splatter. So this is what the insides were looking like when I first did them. They're okay, but I'm glad that I went back and redid them. And this is what I was talking about. I'm glad I went back and redid them and just did gold. So you can see that gold shimmer there. And I just usually will just put like a roughly torn piece of copy paper over a good portion of this so there's room to write without hitting the glitter. But the one I used is this Lindy's Stardust Sprays, and this one is called A Bit of Bubbly. At first I didn't want to use it because I thought it was too yellow, but it's the only one that I really had that was just a gold, so I just went with it, and I think it looks just fine. So that is my card, and let me show you the rest of them because there are 12. So there's another one with the music paper, but you can also see the different fibers. This one has more of a green. I do like kind of mixing up the pattern papers so all of my cards aren't identical, because it definitely, it makes them all look like, they just all have a different feel to them. Sorry, my battery is trying to tell me, stop filming. So there's that one and that one. This one, I really like these trees. And then here are the polka dots. So that is the 12 cards that I made. And then as promised, if you're interested, I also kind of wanted to share, because I've mentioned it a couple of times, and I've shown in the past my colored images bin. this is my Christmas one. So, it's actually, I've worked through a bit of it already, which I'm quite proud of, but I've also added a couple of things to it already. So, I have these. I made these years ago for my daughter in school. We made all these, they say official member of the Santa fan club. So I made these ribbons that the kids could wear, and they had a spot where they could write their name. So I have a bunch of these. I just haven't had, I put so much work into them. I haven't had the heart to throw them away. I think I might give them to the school. And so then I also have things that are already cut out. Like here's some snowmen that I have. Here's a bunch of the, you guys probably recognize this Jaded Blossom. I actually got this stamp from P&D Stash. So I had recently used it and I made a whole bunch of extras. So I have these guys all ready to go. They're a little bit harder to store because they have 3-dimensional bows, but I was playing with some oxide spray and the Tim Holtz snowflake die. This should be in my embellishments bin instead. And then over here I have these house mouse ones. I cut these out recently with my brother Scan and Cut, and I cut out extra layers with some heavy cardstock on the back, so these are nice thick pieces. These will probably be the next card that I make, so I can get them out of this bin. And then last year at some point, I was starting to make these cards, and I never finished them. And so I just made like these little kits. I have all these colored images already cut out, ready to go. So I have some reindeer there, snowmen in an igloo. I already have the pattern papers all cut out. This one has some milk and cookie type things, and then there's this frame back here, which I'm not really quite sure what I cut those for, so I'll have to figure out what my plan was. I probably have notes somewhere. And then I have all sorts of colored images all set to go. These will be for Cards for the Rescue. I have some Santas here, and they're already glittered up, but this is just how I fill my time when I don't have time to actually sit and craft. This is one of my favorite stamps. I love this. And I used Pearl on his jacket, but I love that stamp. In fact, I think it's in here more than once. So like, I love having this kind of a thing ready to go, so that even if I don't have a lot of time to craft, to me, the most time consuming part, if you like to color, is this part. So this is already done, and I've even added the details. Like I've already stickled and glittered these ones up as well. So I got a bunch of those ones ready to go. Another Santa. I was on a Santa kick. So, and again, he's all glittered up, and there's a whole bunch of them ready to go. And then last year, these ones I'm not super happy with, but I had gotten these cute little Christmas dragons from Clearly Besotted. And then I also had these cute reindeer. I'm probably going to gold and stickle the parts that are unfinished on these, but those are all done. And then I also have a whole bunch here that are partially colored that I haven't quite finished yet. So like this one, I was trying to figure out different colors, with her. So I think I have her in a few different ways in here. I tried her in blue. So hopefully, I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing this, but that's why I saved it to the end of the video. I did her in pink. Didn't decide her hair color there yet. I really liked the pink when I was doing it because I have a lot of pink Prima papers that would go with. And then I have some that are just stamped and ready to go so that I could just be ready. Oh, and these are some watercolor panels from Simon. They sent us those in a card kit one time, or probably more than once because I've got so many. I don't really enjoy those as much, but they're here. And then like here's a big sheet. I also like to stamp them out this way because I do use my brother's Scan and Cut a lot. I love this one. This one's colored and paper pieced. So she's all ready to go, and I will probably glitter up or do something with the fur trim on her things, but I have a whole bunch of hers done. And then I also have this Santa that I haven't finished. I got this from P as well. I just think he's kooky. I think he's pretty cute. So I have a bunch of him all set to go. So at least when I sit down and do my card making, or even if I want to color, I don't even have to take the time to stamp some images because I've already got a bunch ready to go. So that is my share. Sorry this video was so long. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.